Eyewitness News Daybreak continues.
It is 6:24. Tonight is Observe the Moon Night, and we've got with us from NASA, Kelsey Young. And Kelsey, good to see you this morning, up bright and early. Of course, it's still dark and early here. So what do we got to look for tonight with the moon? I know it's in last quarter phase. There's a quarter moon right now. So what are we looking at?
Absolutely. Well, tomorrow, Saturday, September 26th, is International Observe the Moon Night, which is a day that you can kind of observe the moon in whatever way that means to you. It is a first quarter moon, which means that you'll be able to see impact craters and lava flows in greater detail than before because of the way that the shadows are falling over the moon's surface. So it's a great day to observe the moon.
So what's the best way, Kelsey, you think, to observe the moon? I mean, we won't be able to see the craters with the naked eye, right? I mean, binoculars, telescope would be the best way to do it, right?
Some of the craters you can see with the naked eye.
Really?
If you do have a telescope, that's of course you'll be able to see more details. But you can see, the big dark patches when you look up at the moon at night are actually lava flows. You can see a lot just with the naked eye.
Okay, now if we're looking at the moon tonight, now here's the thing, or tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's Observe the Moon Night, but we'll be able to see it tonight too. What makes tomorrow kind of special? I know we're going to be able to see a part of the moon we normally don't see. Is that right?
Yes, because of the way that the Earth and the moon are and their precise orbits of exactly where they're at tomorrow on the 26th, you'll be able to peek just ever so slightly farther around the outside of the moon, which means you'll be able to see pieces of the far side of the moon that aren't normally visible from here.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Of course, not long ago, we heard some things about perhaps life on Venus, in the atmosphere, which was pretty exciting stuff. Now, is NASA planning maybe another trip to Venus? I know we've obviously got Mars in the works, and then you got to think, well, the moon too. We're heading back to the moon, right? All these three bodies that we want to check out some more, right?
Yeah, our closest celestial neighbors, and there's a lot we still have left to learn. NASA does have plans to visit the moon again with the Artemis program. We'll put the first woman and the next man on the lunar surface, and it's exactly why you said we're learning so many new things about these bodies that are so close to us in the solar system. We need to go and collect more samples and make more observations.
Right, it's been a long time since we've been to the moon. Wasn't it the 1970s the last time we actually set foot on the moon? So it's been a long time. Now, do we still have to study some of these things that we had back then? So what are we looking for different this time from the moon?
Well, we've had the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter in orbit around the moon for the last 11 years. It's taught us a lot, as well as the samples from the Apollo program, as you mentioned, which the last mission was in 1972. We've shown that there are active impacts happening on the lunar surface today. We've learned from the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter that there's actually water ice at the South Pole, which is interesting scientifically, and it also could be used as a resource to enable this long-term sustained presence on the lunar surface, which is experience we need before we make the leap to Mars. So there's a lot scientifically we still have left to learn, and we have a lot to learn about exploration before we send astronauts to Mars. Yeah, and
do we have a target date on sending those astronauts there?
Well, we still have a lot left to do at the moon, and as a in part lunar geologist, I'm really excited about the science that we're going to be able to accomplish with the Artemis program, and after that, it's on to Mars.
Okay, so now, are you entertaining the possibility of being in space yourself, or is that somebody else's mission?
Oh, I think a lot of people, myself included, would definitely love to be in space one day. But, we're going to be accomplishing amazing things. I've been really thrilled to work with the data from the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. And the Artemis program is going to, really be able to put a lot of us on the surface of the moon by taking cameras and speaking to us from there. So really excited just to see what the Artemis astronauts are able to do.
Right. I think so, too, because with the technology we have now as opposed to the 1970s, it's going to be really exciting to get somebody back on the moon. I think it will be. Kelsey, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate that. And keep doing those good things you're doing over there at NASA. We've got more
Thanks for having
Daybreak
me.
coming up right after this.